front of companies. How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
You know, one of the things that I really do dislike is when you try to go to certain websites and they have, all this advertising pop-up stuff. And I've noticed because on one of my machines, for whatever reason, I disabled the ad block feature. And if I go to the same site on on the other two machines that have the ad block feature connected and working, one, it loads up faster, and two, I don't see all of that ad crap getting in my way and popping up and keeping me from getting to the stories. And that's kind of interesting. You would think that these people would understand at some point that we don't like all those pop-up ads. We don't mind, certain ads sometimes because we fully understand that, that they have to pay for... They have to pay their bills and everything, but sometimes it's just a little overdone. I mean, you really have to think about it. I mean, look, there. If you go to my website, rodeccles.com, there are a few ads there. Yes, there are no pop-ups, at least none that we've put up on there. I haven't seen anybody. Any other pop-ups there, but we haven't put any pop-ups because that's annoying. One, it takes the page way too long to load for a lot of people, even if they have a so-called fast machine. Pop-ups tend to the code is one of the things I've noticed about Facebook is that now they've got their whole thing now is about advertising and getting you to look at or buy ads on Facebook. And so it's taken the whole site longer to load. Even on my fastest computer, it sits there and it takes, it can take a good 10, 15 seconds in order for it to load because the main content is being held up by ads. They want to give you all these metrics and everything about pages that you may own, or groups that you own or are responsible for. And it's annoying because it locks up everything else on the page until it gathers that information to spit out at you with the hope that you'll take their suggestion and buy an ad. That's just annoying. It really is. Because a lot of people, they get on and they want to, they want to be lickety split because they've got other things to do. They don't have a lot of time, and yet we have to wait for Facebook to load all the information so they can try to sell to us. It is what. Look, I don't. It's not. I have to put up with it because I don't own Facebook, but I don't have to put up with it when I am on my own site because I own it. So I won't put up with it, and I don't have to put up with it. So for those people who don't, just go over to rodeccles.com. You might find it a little bit easier. We don't have a social. There are private social companies out there. One is Ning, Ning.com. I think it's still around and still in business, but I remember Ning from quite a few years ago, and it was free to have your own private social network. Then they decided that they were going to charge people to do that, and I decided nope. My social network over there wasn't that large anyway, but it's still at the same point. There's too many ways to do it for free. Why would I want to be charged for it? But I don't know if should probably do a quick thing to see if Ning is still around. That's Ning. They may have changed. They may have gone to someplace else, but who knows? No, actually, Ning is still around. Ning Media now. Good for them. But they have different pricing levels, and it's, whoa. Yeah, here it is. $25 a month, $49 a month, or $100 a month, depending on the number of members and administrators that you can get. And if you want more than 100,000 members, it's going to cost you more than $100 a month, and that's based on an annual billing. And you get 14-day free trial plan. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think 14 days is enough to build up a network to see if it's worthwhile. But hey, if you are looking for such a thing, Ning might be for you. Hey, people, there are Bernie Sanders is reporting that. There are people reporting that Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont, independent from Vermont, is prepared to declare his Democratic bid for the presidency on this coming Thursday. Yes. Bernie Sanders, from Vermont, a registered independent who caucuses with the Democrats, will announce his candidacy for the 2016 Democratic presidential nomination on Thursday. Now, Sanders, who's even older than Hillary at 73, who was elected to a second Senate term in 2012, will announce his candidacy in a brief statement and then make a full announcement later. Now, this was announced by VPR News in Vermont. He served 16 years in the House. Now, the senator is expected to challenge former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who declared her candidacy earlier this month, of course, as we know, through a YouTube video. It was a soft opening. And she went on that Scooby-Doo van trail, or campaign trail out in Iowa. And then I guess the Scooby-Doo van actually came to New Hampshire. And then once she was done with her New Hampshire events, she flew first class back to New York, I do believe. Now, she has no reason to be in D.C. right now. She's not Secretary of State. She's not a senator. I don't know if they still have their D.C. home. They probably do. If you haven't seen the movie, I swear to you, and they say that, well, actually, I think they, Timothy Robbins, not Timothy Robbins, now I forget the actor who plays Frank Underwood in House of Cards on Netflix. But if you haven't watched it, I would highly suggest that you watch it, because you'll see a lot of, they base the characters in there a lot on a number of different former people in power, such as the Clintons. Well, he is more like Frank Underwood is more like Bill Clinton. However, Claire Underwood is nothing like Hillary Clinton. Her temperament, her grace, her beauty also is nothing like Hillary, but it's more like Laura Bush. And I do believe that they do reference different former administrations in the 3 seasons of this program. Now, understand, this is not a biopic of the Clintons or anything like that, but there are some references there. There's some influence from previous administrations and previous people who occupied the White House, both male and female. And notice that a lot of people, when they recreate stuff for fiction, they don't really recreate a Hillary character too often, unless the Hillary character is more of a villain. But you kind of love to hate Frank, but you gotta love Claire. And there's no way. People just don't love Hillary. I'm sorry, they don't. And Bernie, who hasn't a snowball's chance in hell, unless, of course, the other theory about hell is accurate. Okay, let me digress for a second. Have you ever heard the second theory of hell? Hades is not hot. Actually, the second theory of hell is that it's a frozen netherworld. Cold. You don't burn with fire. You burn with cold, because, cold can